969 years. That's how people lived, I think probably before the flood. Stefan Hager, I'm reading with you, my friend, in the Old Testament, Tawrat, the Bible. Creation, Adam and Eve, Cain, Abel, chapter 5, the family line of Adam. We read a whole chapter, 32 verses, right from the beginning. God is good. Here is the written story of Adam's family line. When God created man, He made him in His own likeness. He created them as male and female. No third, fourth, fifth, or hundreds of genders, no. He blessed them and He called them man when they were created. When Adam was 130 years old, he had a son in his own likeness. You see, just like man was created in God's likeness, Adam had a son in his own likeness. Like him, what does that mean? He named him Seth. Seth was the son of Adam. Adam lived 800 years. 800 years. After Seth was born, he also had other sons and daughters. Adam lived a total of 930 years, and then he died. Seth lived 105 years. Then he became the father of Enosh. Seth lived 807 years after Enosh was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Seth lived a total of 912 years, and then he died. Enosh lived 90 years. Then he became the father of Kenan. Enosh lived 815 years after Kenan was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Enosh lived a total of 905 years. Then he died. Verse 12. Kenan lived 70 years. He became the father of Mahalalel. Kenan lived 840 years after Mahalalel was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Kenan lived a total of 910 years, then he died. Mahalalel lived 65 years, then he became the father of Jared. Mahalalel lived 830 years after Jared was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Mahalalel lived a total of 895 years, then he died. Jared lived 162 years. Then he became the father of Enosh. Jared lived 800 years after Enosh was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Jared lived a total of 962 years, then he died. Enosh lived 65 years. Then he became the father of Methuselah. Enosh walked with God 300 years after Methuselah was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Enosh lived a total of 365 years. That seems less than the others. Look. Enosh walked with God. Enoch. The book of Enoch in the Old Testament, it's not there, but there's a book. He walked with God. Look at what that says. My dear friend, do you walk with God? Enosh walked with God, and do you know what happened? Then he couldn't be found. Why? Because God took him from this life. See? Methuselah lived 187 years, then he became the father of Lamech. Methuselah lived 782 years after Lamech was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Methuselah lived a total of 969 years. Methuselah, the oldest man ever recorded. 969 years, then he died. Let's have a coffee break. Lamech, in verse 28, lived 186 years. Then he had a son. Look at this. He named him Noah. Lamech said, He will comfort us when we are working. He will comfort us when our hands work so hard they hurt. We have to work hard. That's because the Lord has put a curse on the ground. Lamech lived 595 years after Noah was born. Hazrat Noah, the prophet, huh? He also had other sons and daughters. Lamech lived a total of 777 years. Then he died. After Noah was 500 years, look at this, old, he became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Shem, the Semites, the white person, Ham, the Hamites, and all of the South African people, and Japheth, which were as the ancestor of all the Asian people, which is about half of world population today. Have a nice day.